show. I'm gonna ask them a selected group of questions about the app and who they are. I'm gonna put them in no particular order, but we're gonna go one at a time.
Hello.
Hey, Beer Raider, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Are you a feature show host as well?
I am not, but I do have my own show and I'm an admin for a lot of shows on the app.
Okay, I thought so because I be seeing you all around Instagram, and I know
Yep,
you worked a lot of shows before the app split. Okay,
I
so
do.
let me ask you a question. Who is Beer Raider? Obviously, you're on Meet Me. No, are you on Meet Me or Scout? Which platform are you on? And how long have you
I'm
been on the platform?
well, I've been on here. I'm actually on POF. I've been on here for almost 2 years now since the split. I'm mainly on POF, but I was able to get a Zoosk, so I can be over here and do my admin stuff too. And the Raider, a perv, is for rating beards. I like to rate beards. So if you have a
Okay.
beard, I will give you a rating. I'm an admin for several people on the app, lots of top badges and featured shows. So if you ever want to be on anything, just hit me up. I put absolutely everything on IG. That's the best way to get a hold of me. That's how I communicate with everybody. So, and once I add you on here, I add you on there as well. So,
All right, so let me ask you this. So if you've been here 2 years, what brings you back day in, day out, or week in, week out? But you're on here a lot, so I can say day in, day out. What brings you here? What do you love about live streaming?
okay, so it's not as fun as it used to be for me. Like I since the split, like I've definitely noticed a change in streaming. But I love being an admin. And I love meeting new people and I love helping smaller streamers get their names out there and, get out there. So that's what brings me day in and day out. Plus, I've been doing my own show, which is called Love Bites Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. It's a relationship talk show. And I've been doing that for a little over a year. So that also keeps me here too.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So when can people usually find you streaming?
Mostly right now it's just when I do my show Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. on POF. I actually just brought it over to Meet Me as well. I'm trying to see where I can get more views. But I usually just like stream hop with the shows that I admin for. I don't spend a lot of time streaming because I'm usually doing admin stuff and helping others.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. Well, that's your beer rated for tonight. I'm gonna let herself out the box. We're gonna get to the next special guest. I'm sure she's gonna have a lot to say on these topics that she got to look over. Okay. Synergy, what's up? Welcome.
How's it going? What's up, D'Angelo?
All right, where are you from, Synergy?
I am from Texas, South
Nice,
Texas.
nice, nice. I used to live in Texas when I went to college. Stayed down there in Houston for a couple of years, but
Ah, okay,
I live
okay.
back in St. Louis,
Nice.
Missouri now. But I'm originally a South Carolina native.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Cool, cool.
Okay. So,
Good stuff.
what do you think about when you heard about the show? What do you think about it? Are you like, oh, I don't know, what kind of show is this? What was your first initial thought?
No, when I was invited to come on, I kind of checked it out to see what it was, and when I saw kind of what the content was, I didn't shy away from it too much. I really don't shy away from like opinions or anything like that. As long as it's, which I'm sure this is, adults conversating amongst each other, I don't see very much anything to shy away from. These kind of conversations. So I was actually intrigued. And then when I saw what the questions were, then it was a little bit more okay. When I saw kind of what the what the topic was at hand, again, it didn't
All the
push me
guests
away,
usually
but it
get
was kind of
nervous
like, okay,
until they see the
good.
topics or they help create the topics, and they usually because usually on the outline of the show, the men never really get to see the women's question until the day of the show. But we did a
Uh-huh.
little different to where nobody got to see. And usually, always the guests are kind of nervous when it comes to like um the questioning because they don't know who's gonna say what and what it's gonna be. So it's always a good thing, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So who's Synergy? When do you normally go live? And I got another question for you.
Okay. I am Sin. I'm I've been streaming for about 2 years now. And you can catch me on pretty much every other day or every day, or actually every night. I usually come on stream like around, I'm on Central Time, so I guess Eastern Time would be around like 10 o'clock Eastern Time is when I come on. I'm on for the, for the late birds, for the insomniacs, the gremlins, whatever you want to call it, gremlin hour. That's
I
usually
like
when
that.
I stream. And yeah, pretty much everybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome. We pretty much talk about everything and anything within reason, of course. And yeah, we just try to have a good time in the stream. Sometimes try to bring in, a little bit of activities, trivia whenever we can. I love trivia. I'm a trivia man. We would try to do that every once in a while as well. But yeah, that's when you can catch me on.
All right, I got one more question before we let you out the box, okay? What do you find difficult in your couple years of being here navigating the live stream community?
What do I find difficult?
Yeah.
Um, That's a good question. I guess what I find difficult sometimes, I think kind of a generality is, you got to keep sometimes getting stagnant a little bit. People, I think, on here on the app have I think all of us in general kind of have a short attention span. So what is difficult sometimes is just trying to grasp that attention span on people, try to keep them in. I
Keeping
think for
them
the most
engaged.
part,
I like that. Keeping your
yeah,
audience engaged. That is always hard. I like that.
yeah, yeah. So
All right, that is your synergy. I think he's gonna be hot tonight for the topics. I think he's gonna have a lot to say. I think he looked at them, he well thought them out. So can't wait to see what he got to say. I'm gonna let you let
hey, I
yourself on the
appreciate it.
spot. Welcome everybody just coming in to the cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. That's me. I'm your host. We're gonna get to the topic soon. We got two more special guests to introduce themselves, and then we're gonna get right to them topics. Hey Lux, how's it going?
Hi. Good. How are you? Thanks for
All right.
having me.
What you been up to this Sunday?
My kiddo had basketball. It was his second day of basketball. He's 5, so I took him to basketball today. He
Was it
rocked that
basketball
out. So
practice?
it was, yeah, yeah. This is their second one, so they kind of like tried to get the ball in and did some dribbling, and it was really cute because they're all like 6 to 8 years old. So yeah, that was that was most. Plus, we stayed up way too late streaming last night, so that was today too, just kind of mooing around.
How late was you up streaming last night?
Oh, like 4, I think. I went to bed like just before
What
6,
time
I
zone are
think.
you in?
So. Pardon me?
What
Oh,
time
I'm
zone are you in?
Central. Sorry, I'm Central. Yeah.
All right, Lux, for the people that don't know, who are you? What platform are you on? And then we can get back to why you was up so late last night before the practice.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. I'm Lux. And I am on Meet Me Now. I was on POF, but I came over during the split. So I'm mostly on Meet Me. So you can find me just about every morning, about 11 to 1 Eastern, for coffee time. And if you miss me there, then you can find me for my featured show every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern for Tic Tac Trivia. And an hour after that, we come on back for Audience Edition, Little Lux After Dark. So that's me.
I like that. Okay, I like that. All right, for somebody that's new and just popping in your stream and having to stumble into your live stream on one of these late night adventures, what can we typically see you and your audience doing?
Yeah, for sure. So usually our late one, we start with the Audience Edition Tic Tac Trivia. So if you guys love the featured show so much, you want a take-home version, come on back, and we're going to do Audience Edition. So you guys all get to play from the comments. And then I sit down with my glass of wine, and we hang out and just chat. And I like to think of it as like a stream of consciousness. Whatever happens, maybe we play a game, maybe we, just hang out and chat. Last night we did Never Have I Ever, so that was really fun.
Did you do the adult version of Never Have I Ever?
It sure was. That's right.
And for tonight, I'm gonna let herself out the box. We're gonna get it. We're
All
gonna
right.
do these topics. All right, we got one last special guest coming up in the box, and here comes Deadshot. What up, brother? Welcome to the show.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
How's it going? All right. How'd you spend your Sunday so far?
So far, it's been all right. It's just been a chill Sunday. I mean, it's about to start kicking off here in about an hour because I'm going to be watching WrestleMania for the next 3 hours. So
Yeah, I know that's right. My son goes crazy over that.
I'm about to be a busy man here after the show.
I understand that. And we appreciate you joining the show. So, for the people that don't know, Deadshot, who are you and what app are you on? We'll start with that. Then I got a couple questions for you. Then we'll get into these topics.
So my name is Deadshot. I'm still even though I've been on the app since about right after COVID, I'm still fairly a new streamer. I'm still learning the ins and outs, and I've just started thanks to Beer Raider and Emoji J putting me on shows lately. Last week was hectic when it came to the shows. I was just bouncing around. So pretty much my stream just consists of music, anything that has to do with music, any genre. I don't discriminate the genre. We do music trivia. We talk about, things that are going on like in pro wrestling. Pretty much like my stream is just like a family. I see it as a family-oriented stream. Like just come in. My stream is a safe zone for anybody that wants to just come in and be themselves 100%.
I like that. I like that. Okay. Well, Deadshot, what's one thing that brings you back to the app day in, day out? Okay, my bad, y'all.
I had to dance with the leprechaun.
Yeah, what's one thing that you can find, like, just one thing about the app, the community, the streaming that you like, man, this is why I'm here. This why I like doing this. Like,
honestly, it doesn't even have to do with me streaming. Like at the end of the day, like I can disappear from this app, and the only thing that brings me back, honestly, is I want to make sure that the people that kind of like chopped it up with me, that they know that I'm showing that love back. Like I'm always looking out to see what my people are doing, making sure like how are they going? Are they moving up? Are they setting their goals? Are they going for that top badge? Like
I like that. You motivate your people. You hear, you work with your people. You make sure they're following their goals as well as they're getting your goals.
Exactly. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do. Like I got my own goals, but that's my job to try to set those. But my job as a friend is to make sure that they accomplish theirs.
I like that. I like that. All right. Well, that is your dead shot for the night. I'm gonna Deadshot let himself out the box, and we'll get right to the show. Let me grab this charger though, real fast. Okay. All right, welcome to the cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. We just went through the guest introduction, so let's let the audience pick. Do y'all want the women to go first, or do y'all want the men to go first? We're gonna do one question separate, and then we're gonna put everybody in the box. Who do y'all want to go first? Men or women? Men or women? Okay, ladies, men. We need a tiebreaker. Ladies. I think the ladies won that one. All right, ladies, get in the box. We're getting to the first topic. Okay. How was y'all feeling about the topics when y'all read the topics?
How do we feel?
How was y'all feeling overall about the topics when y'all read the topics?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah. I don't need to research because I got everything up here about these topics.
Right? I love that. All right.
Oh, my hair is terrible right now.
All right, so we'll start with this question. We'll start with question number 4. How do you detach yourself from toxic situations or situationships on and off the app? And whoever wants to go first and go first, unless we want to talk over each other.
Definitely not going to talk over each other. Do you want to go first, Lex?
Sure, thank you. You're too kind. I think that's a great question because I am like just now starting to recognize what red flags are. I think for like a large part of my life, I was like, you hear warning bells, I hear an ice cream truck. So I think I'm really like, I've, in the past couple of years, sort of taken off the glasses and I'm able to sort of recognize some of these like, almost cliche red flags now. It's not so much in friendships though. I think, I'm getting better in relationships, but in friendships, I kind of get kind of duped and I'm kind of in another toxic one. And I'm like, oh, shoot, like, how did I get here? So in conclusion, I think it's just like starting to and keep recognizing what those red flags are. And then just taking yourself out of the situation. I think the best way to, combat a toxic relationship is to just take yourself out of that. Because you can change your behavior, but you can't change other people's behavior.
Let me ask you something. Before we get to Beer Raider, do you think it's hard to like sometimes detach yourself and people find themselves lost trying to detach themselves from certain situationships or toxic things around them?
Oh, definitely. And I think especially when it's our family, because we feel like because they're blood, we need to put up with that. And I think that is especially difficult to detach yourself or like a long-term relationship. I think it gets a little bit easier when it's a friendship and you haven't got that close, but the closer you get, I think the harder it does get to detach.
I like that a lot. All right, Beer Raider, what you got for us?
I agree with her 100%. I don't even really need to go because she basically said everything that I was thinking. It's definitely hard. Like you got to take off your glasses and you got to put your special glasses on when it comes to finding the toxic people, because they're like snakes in the grass and you don't see them until like they poke their little not. I actually just went through that recently, but we won't go there. But it's just it's frustrating because you want to trust people, but they make it so hard to trust people because you've had so many people that are the same way and do the same kind of things that you're just like, do I trust this person? Do I not trust this person? So it's kind of difficult, but I can tell you this, it is so much better when you cut the toxic out of your life because it's like you can breathe again and you don't have to deal. The nicest way to put it is with all the stupidity that you had to deal with prior while you were still dealing with those toxic people. And even when it comes to family, like they're your family, you love them, but toxic family is the same thing. You just gotta cut that cord, meet them at family functions, and then like you're done.
Do you think sometimes people have a hard time identifying that they're in a toxic situationship? Just real quick before we get the guys in
Oh,
here.
absolutely. Sometimes like I've been in several situations and I didn't realize that they were toxic at all until we had that massive like blowout breakup. And then looking back on the situation, you're kind of like, oh, that was a red flag. That was a red flag. There's another red flag. And you're just like, I should have known that. Like, I should have known that from the beginning when when A, B, or C happened. But then you're like, I didn't. But you're like, it's not going to happen again. And then you're sitting there having that same conversation when it happens again. And you're like, okay, so that was a red flag. That was a red flag.
I think that's how we learn what our red flags are. I think the ladies did great, giving them a hand in the audience. I'm gonna let y'all let your stuff out the box so we next demand the same topic. Then after that, we'll get everybody in the box for the remaining topics to keep the show on time. All right, fellas, if I can have y'all in the box for the same topics, I think the ladies are absolutely crushed it. I actually like everything they had to say. And I like how they both had similar answers, but they made each of it their own thoughts and the way they view life. And I think that's pretty great. Tell them, fellas, we got this. We got this. We know how to answer the hard questions too. So we're gonna get right down into it. As soon as this card passes, I'm gonna repeat the topic. All right. The topic goes: how do you detach yourself from toxic situations or situationships on and off the app?
Go ahead, sir.
So the way I detach myself is, I think for me, I try to, as hard as it is sometimes, I just try to do like a clean cut off the toxic
I like that. I want to know what that looks like. A clean cut off.
Friendships, whatever it is. Like I said, although it is difficult, it's pretty difficult to do that sometimes. But again, kind of like what the ladies were saying as well, sometimes it's kind of hard to sometimes see that you are in a toxic situation at times, just because, whether again it's friendship or it's romantic relationships. Sometimes, especially like with relationships, we like to say, love is blind, or it makes us blind sometimes. And sometimes, yeah, we do not see those red flags because we're just so, in focus with the individual. So we ignore, we ignore our radars, we ignore those red flags. But yeah, I try to do the clean cut version just because, if I can do it that
I got a
way.
question. I hate to interrupt you, but
No,
for
no.
us that don't know I love what you're saying. What is the clean cut version? Give us a insight into what would be a clean cut version of
It's not
cutting
so
somebody
much.
off you.
I know people might think, oh, like you're talking about ghosting. It's not like ghosting or anything like that. It's just being adults about it, having an adult conversation with a person, and just letting them be straightforward, direct. You're like, you know what? Hey, this isn't working out for me. This is detrimental to my, my headspace, my mental health, my daily life. I think, it was great. Whatever it is that we had, friendship, relationship, it was great while it lasted. But I think at this point in my life, or at this point of time, I think, it would be best for both of us, to just kind of, take it for what it was, go on our own ways, and, do it amicably, like, again, don't ghost the person, don't be, rude about it or anything like that, toxic about it, and just be having an adult conversation with them, and, make it as clean cut as possible. That's
I think
that's what I
synergy.
found to be the best way for me, at least.
I think synergy brought the energy. I really love what he had to say because we all know when we're dealing with situations like that, that the situation is often difficult. It's hard to sit down with somebody that just made it hurt you or betrayed you and actually have to say, hey, I love you, but I got to separate myself from you. Or, hey, you're my favorite cousin, but you just won't change your life. So we can't hang out no more and be boys. I'm living this way. It's hard to do that. But if you can, like, walk away from something toxic that was something prevalent in your life, like you say, the best thing is always to do, I like that, to take his clean cut method. Take his clean cut method. All right, Deadshot, let's see what you got. Thank you for that synergy. You came with the energy.
Well, I totally agree with Sin. The whole clean cut, just cutting them loose like that, I totally agree with that 100%. Me, throughout the time that I've been here, when I first started, I felt like me coming on this platform and getting to know people, I feel like I'm at the beginning, I met the wrong people. So me being the type of person that when I start a friendship, I put like it's almost like a relationship. I put 100% into that friendship. So once you prove me wrong, then you pretty much get cut off quick. Like, I don't got time. Like, I'm about to be 38, and I don't got time for all that high school stuff. Like, yo, like, oh, Deadshot this and oh, Deadshot that. Like, nah, let's just keep it 100. Like, yo, if you have an issue with me as an adult, come to me and let me know. Maybe we won't agree about it, but at the end of the day, we could both walk away as an adult instead of like little kids bickering and trying to pull each other's hair and throw punches, Like, it doesn't make it makes no sense why people have to stoop down to certain levels. Like me, I'm not that type. I'm not the type. I hate confrontations. At the end of the day, I hate confrontations. But at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes you gotta have them just to kind of see where that wheel fell off. So to me, like if I've met some amazing people lately, amazing, and I love them to death, and I'm 100%. I back them up in anything that they have going on. But once you prove me wrong to the point where I can't trust you, then you pretty much won't see me in your stream. And it's not like I said, like Sin said, it's not that I'm trying to ghost you. It's just that now I'm feeling a little bit different about our friendship, So I'm pretty much just gonna back away, and then I'm just gonna be like another, shadow, like if I never existed, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for the wheel. Appreciate you. But yeah.
All right, let me ask you one real quick question, then we got to get to everybody in the box. Why do you think, because I love how you touched on this, right? So why do you think when we dealing with these, trying to detach ourselves from certain topic situations and going through things, why do you think it escalates and get hostile, as you say, to where we try to like keep it calm as possible? But why do you think it often get hostile?
It gets hostile because nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to be the one to actually admit, like, I'm the type of person, and this is sometimes, I'm not going to say it's 100%, but there's times where when I know I'm wrong, I'll admit to my wronging. But other people won't do that. They'll be like, well, this and this and this and this and this and that. And they'll just keep finding another excuse on top of the other one to try to make it seem like it's your fault and they're playing the victim behind it,
I like that a lot, fellas. I think y'all did a great job. I'm gonna let y'all let yourself out the box, but everybody request the box when they get out the box. Put y'all back in no particular order. If you're just joining us, that was the guys and the ladies. They did great. We through the first half of the show. Welcome to the Cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. You see Classy Woman and Goody down there. If you would like to be guests on the show, just hit them up. Follow the IG or just shoot them a message. They'll get with you and they'll see if they can get you on the show. But you're watching the Cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. We got 4 great guests, and this is a show that happens each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Fellas, we need you back in the box too. We'll get everybody in the box this time. All right, we'll start off with a good one. Welcome back to the box, everybody. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Good.
All right, so we want to know, what are 3 things you look for when it comes to dating and why? And if you're married, just put in the tense of what you should be looking for in today's era. If you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, that's fine too. Just look, tell us the qualities you would look for in today's society versus when you got them then, because society is so much different now, and having a date in this day and age is so difficult now. So you can just put it in the context of this day and age. All right. We're gonna start with Beard Raider and we're gonna work our way up to Lux.
All right. Well, first and foremost, you have to have a sense of humor, because if you don't have a sense of humor, we're not going to get along. I am one of the most sarcastic people on the planet. And if you can't handle that, then there's no point in even finishing that. I also have 3 kids. So you have to be okay with kids and my kids, because 2 of them have mental health issues, so they can be a little bit of a handful. And I have a 6-year-old that doesn't stop talking. So also a handful.
I know all about that. I got a 10-year-old that won't stop talking.
Yep. And communication is like a big thing. When I'm upset, I let you know that I'm upset. Not always like flat out, but like you can tell when I'm upset, because I'll just like shut down and I whisper loud enough under my breath for you to hear it. So like, you're supposed to know why I'm upset. You're supposed to do your thing, and then we come back and have a conversation so we can, work that out. Because I don't like things to go and like for you to get more upset or for me to get more upset. I like to give you a few minutes to calm down and have me calm down, and then come back and like talk about it.
I like that. Okay. I like that. Well put, y'all. Dead shot.
Pretty much in a relationship, like the 3 things that I look for is, 1, people say, I don't know if it's true, but people say that I'm a funny person. So you got to be able to laugh. Another thing is, your strive has to match my strive. Like, I got goals in life, so
you can't have dry humor. You want somebody that doesn't have dry humor.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like one of those things where you're just kind of like, all right, it was kind of funny, I guess. Like, you got to be able to.
If you have to explain the joke, it's no longer funny.
Exactly. So, and another thing is like goals. Like, I want somebody to want to have goals in life, not just kind of be sitting there stuck. Like we all love money. We all love, doing bigger things. Like me, I was in that position myself where I was just stuck in one thing, and I just want to keep rising, So I want that person to kind of match my same energy and wanting to move up in the world, like instead of working for somebody, let us be the boss,
I like that. Compatibility is good.
Yeah. And another thing is, like, there has to be attraction, obviously. Like, I just can't just be going around just, hey, you want to date me? Hey, do you want to date me? Like, nah, we can't do all that. Like, there has to be an attraction. There has to be the right, and the big key behind all of this is communication. If there's no communication behind it, there is 0 relationship going on. I might as well just stay single. I'm good.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I'm looking for certain keywords, and I always hear from time to time on the show. And both you and Beard Raider already killed one. Go ahead, Go ahead, Synergy. What you got for us? That's well put, man. And I like how it's always personalized because this show is great because each and every person come here. We don't try to like feed off each other or write everybody answer. We come and we're all unique people from different walks of life, and people love to watch the show to get different opinions from different people from different aspects of life. So that's what makes the show great. So thank y'all.
Yeah. So my three things are I'm in the same boat with sense of humor because I do I'm also a jokester. I love to joke around, sarcastic, all that stuff. So if she's not willing to laugh or if they have a terrible sense of humor, it's not gonna work out. So that's something that I really look for. Those three things. Second thing is honesty and trust. For me, trust is a huge thing because with my experiences, once I know for me, once you lose my trust, it's very hard for me to give that trust back to a person, especially if I've been, if they betray that trust. I find it kind of, some people might think that's toxic trait, but me personally, I think, it's very hard for me to give that trust back to that person.
I think that we are all each unique people, and some of us can tolerate a little more than other people can tolerate, and that's what makes us all a little weird and quirky in our own way. So I think that doesn't make you toxic. It just you less forgiving than others in certain situations. Keep going. I like your answers.
And the final thing for me is, of course, they got to be good looking for sure.
I like you and Dennis. No, they say, man, they got
no, I'm gonna say they have to be a beautiful.
Like they said, they ain't walking around with no ducks. They said they gonna leave the ducks out the pond. When we want to go feed the ducks, we'll bring the bread.
No, but what I mean, a beautiful person, like a beautiful all-around person. What I mean, more so than that, not so much the external, but more the on the inside. If they're if they're a beautiful soul, a kind soul, a good-hearted person, that to me kind of for that amplifies whatever is external, right? That makes that person 100 times more attractive to me when they're that good person on the inside than just purely on looks. Because I've done all that before. I'm about to be 40 years old. I've been there, done that. So for me, I'm looking for a good-hearted, good kind person that matches my values as well. So yeah, that's my third one.
I like that. So I was looking for communication. I was looking for trust or honesty, either or. And there's one more. Let's see if Lux get it.
All right, Lux, you got this. You got it.
Let's go. Well,
pressure.
This question is hard for me because I think it goes back to, when we were talking about those toxic traits, because I feel like everything that I was looking for has duped me into something that I wasn't looking for. So now I don't know what I'm looking for, right? Like those usual things where I would want someone who, pays attention to me, but is that too much attention now? Are they love bombing me? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, okay. So if I have to pick things, one is to be someone who validates my feelings, because I think that being gaslit in my past relationships has been a huge thing.
Emotionally available. I like that.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. And then number two, I agree with like the good heart, because I think, as I've been duped in the past, they've sort of put on this mask and I can't see past that. And that goes back to our taking off the glasses or whatever, the rose-colored glasses, and being able to see. So like a genuinely good person would be great, not someone who's out to manipulate, to hide behind that mask. That would be fantastic. And I think number three would be just that, like, that comfort, because like it's so easy to be with yourself, but sometimes it's hard to be with other people, and that depletes your social meter. So if I can be with someone who like doesn't deplete that social meter, who can compete with my own self, then that would be awesome.
I like that. I like all your answers. I think you touched on the surface and personalize each other, and we all often are looking for certain things. I really like that. You put it that sometimes we're often looking for something, then we get it. We're not sure if that's what we really wanted. So we have to reevaluate ourselves in the situation. I hand to see, what, and then kind of like lost for a second and going through like what did I really want? I really like how you started out with that. That was brilliant. All right, because of time constraints, we'll jump right into the next topic, and we'll let Synergy start this one off.
Okay.
How many people should you entertain in the first initial phase of dating, and reasons why?
Ooh, okay. This is this
So
was
we'll go
a
with
good one.
Synergy, Lux, Deadshot, Beer Raider.
Okay. So me personally, just breaking down the question, like for me, the initial for me, initial dating phase for me is kind of like like the talking phase, maybe the first couple of dates, right? This is I think before.
All right,
getting-
hold on. Let's all come to a simpler agreement, because
Okay.
everybody's all initial dating phase is different. So let's save everybody the trouble, right? Let's try to. So let's say you just started talking to them for a week or two or a month. So in that's the first initial stage, where it's the first 2 days, communication on the phone or communication via text or email, however y'all met, and the form of communication for that short period of time. That's the first initial stage. Anything
Okay.
after the third date is out of realm. So
Yeah.
let's keep it
Okay.
there. All right, let's go.
That's perfect. So I think for me personally, I would say I know I think 3 people could be possible, but I think for me that would be pushing it because I think.
You said how many people?
Huh?
How many people did you say?
2.
Yeah.
2 people. For me, like I said, me personally, 2 people max. Just because, for me, I know like one person hard enough as it is, it's to keep up with that. So I think 2 people would be, would still be manageable, would still be doable. I think 3 people would be like that. That'd be a little bit too much, at least for me. But I think that 2 people would be fair, and that would be, like you said, within the first couple of that first week or 2 of the talking phase. I think that would be fair to say, to have those 2 people to be talking to at the same time. And I think, like I said, that would be that would make things manageable, and I think it would make things easier for all the parties involved, to keep that number at that
I like
low.
that. Later, Shinji. All right, look what you got for us.
Okay, so I don't think I understand the question. So how many people are we okay with talking to at the beginning of the talking stage? Is that
Yep.
okay? I get it. Okay. I think. Oh gosh.
So if you
I
so
get.
hold on, if you go on a
Okay.
third date with one guy, but you're talking to 6 other guys, that
Oh,
doesn't
okay,
count.
okay, okay.
So anything
Right.
that's the second date doesn't count as the initial talk.
Okay. Okay, I agree. Okay, because when you're initial, then it's like, it doesn't really matter how many are there. And then you sort of, okay, go on a date, so you filter down to less. And then you go down, you filter down to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I ever got that far with anybody. Like, I was in a relationship for like 12 years. I got out of it. I went on a bunch of dates, and they were like, each of them was like 2 seconds, and that was it. And then now it's just kind of like nothing. So I don't know. I don't know what happens when you get to that point. So I'll keep you posted when I do, I guess.
Okay, so how many guys would you say you have talked to via like online or just chatting with to like weed them out to see who you was gonna go on a date with first? How many guys have you entertained at once?
You probably not probably like 2 or 3, maybe.
That's what he said.
Yeah, you have to. It's
I'm
hard
gonna
to
tell
keep
y'all
up.
some
It's like
answers
work.
later that this question draws from some of the people of Emoji showed y'all the old shows. The answers for this question is wild. All right, Deadshot, what you got for me?
So pretty much I'd have to agree with Sin. I think 2 would be max, because anything over that, like, it's kind of like a thing for disaster, like it could backfire on you. Like, you never know, like,
If you keep yelling
you
at
could
him
be
about
talking
the
to
game, you're gonna
one,
have to
go on a
turn it
date
off.
with them, when they say no, that girl pulls up to that restaurant, and then you're like,
I was waiting for it.
yeah, like straight cheater situation. Like, oh, what's really going on here, boo boo? Like, oh no, So I would say 2, and it would have to be like, you have to be strategic behind it. You just can't decide to get 2 in the same area. Like, you got to get 1 in one area and 1 like 40 miles away. So
You meet
there's
me at McDonald's, I'm meeting you over here at Taco Bell.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't, you don't want to have that weird run in it because it'd be real awkward. So it would have to be two, and it all falls on who's that person that's giving you the right signs and the right time. That's pretty much the it's kind of like a balance between, you know, you give me the right things, which anybody's gonna say the right things to try to, you know, hook up, but it has to be sincere, and you can tell by being with that person where it's gonna lead to, like which way you're gonna sway, you know.
I like that. I like that a lot. Hey, especially oh man, you going on dates with different chicks to the same restaurants.
Yeah.
It's
going
wild.
out with the twin sisters or what's going on here?
Beer Raider, what you got for us?
I think the most that I've talked to at like one time is like 3. Until one of them has passed that, like, I'm giving you the actual number. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to multiple people. Because you want to. That was at the beginning, babe. Okay, just say it.
We got live actors.
I was wondering how you two were doing, actually.
I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to multiple people when you're trying to figure out who you want to go farther with, because you want to get to know those people. Because, like, you got Deadshot and Sin. They're both cool guys, but I don't know if I want to, like, you know more about Deadshot or Sin without talking to them. So if I'm talking to both of them, I'm like, okay, cool. And then Deadshot says something and I'm just like, oh, dude, you love Game of Thrones just as much as I do. And then it's just like, boom, he's my go-to guy right now. And, like, I slow things down with the other one. Once I figure out that, like, you're the one that I want to talk to, like, I'm not talking to anybody else. Like, with this one, I was talking to 2 other guys at the same time I was talking to him. When I first started talking to him, and, like, literally after the first night that we, like, talked, like, basically, like, the whole night, I cleared out my Snap. Like, I got rid of everybody else that I was talking to because I knew that he was the one that I wanted to talk to.
Aww.
I like that.
What's up? My Snap's still open. Hello.
Still grounded though, Beer Raider. He's still grounded.
Hey,
I'm
everybody.
in trouble now. Hey, babe, you should go. You should go for the rest
Everybody
of
that's
the show.
joining us, welcome to the Cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. We have Lux in the top box. I believe she is a feature show host, aren't you, Lux? When is your show?
It's Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's called Tic Tac Trivia.
We got Synergy bringing the energy down here. He's a screamer as well. Got Deadshot in the middle box. He got the cool vibes with the music playing. He's a screamer as well. And Beard Raider can get you on shows. And she works with a lot of shows. And she's a screamer as well herself. Make sure y'all click in their names and favor them. They're awesome guests on the show. And you can follow them by clicking their name. And if something they're saying resonate with you, hit them with the follow or the favorite. All right, y'all. I think y'all killing it. I think y'all killing it. So the craziest thing I ever heard was that this okay, so Loving Life came on my show. She said, hey, I was talking to this guy, and this is where we got the question from. She said, and this was on me. She said, I was talking to this guy, and he told me that he was talking to 15 of us girls, and we all knew about it. And he said he was trying to figure out the best one for him. I said, do he not work? How do he keep? What if he work? What if I'm telling Beer Raiders Lux life and telling Lux thinking Lux life is Deadshot life and thinking Deadshot life is Beer Raiders life? How do you keep
especially on this app?
That's
a lot of us know each other. So if I'm talking to Deadshot and Lux is talking to Deadshot, we're eventually gonna figure out that we're both.
But they knew, the women knew. He told them.
That's not.
Oh.
Because he wasn't dating them. He said, I'm talking to y'all. I'm trying to figure out who I want to date. So he said,
if I'm one of 15 people, like, that's too much competition.
I get
like Big Brother.
The real life bachelor,
my
man.
question would be for y'all before we move on to the next topic. I got a quick question, and I just need a yes or no answer. And if I want to give a short explanation, you can real quick so we get on to the next topic. If you was talking to somebody in the initial dating phase, and then on the third day, they say, hey, I'm still kind of talking to 5 other people, but I really like you a lot. And I'm trying to figure out how to go about this. Are you okay with that? What's your next move? You thought
Okay,
this question
my
was
next
awesome.
move,
What's the next
I'll
move?
take this one first. My next move would be, if you're interested in me, then you need to, figure out those other girls and then call me when you're done. Because I'm not going to sit here and continue talking to you and invest in something when you're not fully invested. Because like once I'm invested, like that's my person that I'm talking to until we figure things out and see where things go. I'm not investing the time if you're not investing the time.
I like that. Good. Hey, she hey, after the third date, it gets serious. That's what I told Lux that third date. After the third date, women get serious. You ain't taking them
Oh,
on
is
no
that how it
third
works?
date.
I don't
Well,
know.
Okay.
after you've gone on a couple of dates with somebody, you kind of see like where it's going. Like you like hanging out with this person,
I get
or
it a bit later, but I gotta get to everybody
yeah.
else because we're running out of time. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'll let you after the show if you got another thought to finish. Deadshot, go ahead.
No, I'm not cool with that. Like, yo, I am top ramen, so you better go on and get rid of them and talk to me, or just do your thing and I'll do my thing.
But come on, Deadshot. Everything been going right. This girl blows your mind. She's nice. She's everything you're looking for. She just ain't sold yet.
I'm not an option. That's the thing.
I like that. Good answer, brother.
I'm not an option.
Energy. What's up?
This one's tough though because you did say it's a third date. I didn't hear any talk about are we exclusive yet or not, that kind of talk. So this one kind of tears me up.
It's
I'm
a
torn
hard
with
one.
this one because yeah, like if it was a third date, I mean if they had like 5 people that they were talking to, I would kind of feel a little bit kind of like yeah, I like a little bit more of the attention, especially if I was only talking to them, the only person that I was talking to. Um, but yeah, like I don't know, that was a little bit a slippery slope. I have to be honest. Like I don't know if I could put all that pressure on them, but like, hey, you know what? You got to make a decision right now if you want to keep on talking to me or whatever. Just because we haven't had that discussion yet. Like, hey, are we exclusive yet, or is this gonna get real serious? That's my only thing.
All right.
Uh,
I like it. Lux, real quick for me, and then I think we're gonna do one more topic, and then we're gonna do the shout outs because the show is only an hour now. I want to make sure everybody can find y'all, know when y'all screaming it, and y'all did a great job. So, what's your opinion, Lux? What's your next move?
I don't like this. Like, it feels like a red flag to me. The fact that they like had to bring it up and be like, "Do I need to know there's 5 other guys?" How about at the point where we like click? You're like, "Oh, I stopped talking to everyone else, and now I'm just talking to you," and I find out that way. Not you're one of 6, and will you get the rose? So I'm gonna. I'm out.
Yeah. And just imagine what if they slipped up and was having intercourse with 2 and then they kept you around and it didn't work out. I'm not an option. I'm not a backup. I like that. I'm not a backup. I'm not an option. I'm not going to wait for something to go bad for you to come running to me because I'm only talking to you and I'm sold on you. You're not going to wrap me around your finger like that. We're adults.
I'm the steak, not the potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Let's see. Let's do one more topic. All right, can you date someone long distance, and what would that look like?
yes.
Let's start with Deadshot. He's saying no. Let's start with Deadshot. We'll go to Beer Rated, then we'll go to Synergy and Luck.
All right. You know how many people have asked me that question. I'm gonna keep it real quick and simple so everybody can get to it.
Yeah.
No, I've done it. I've dated a girl in Cali because I'm from Houston. So I dated a girl in Cali and everything was going cool. 3 months in, I was gonna go see her. Surprise her actually. I pull up and then next thing you know, like I come at her door and some dude was answering the door in his drawers and I'm like,
no, some real
like,
movie type stuff.
I was like,
no.
so I caught that plane right back to Houston and back up for sale. Hey, come get that shot.
I like that.
Yeah,
Right.
so I can't do it, like, no, that's a big red flag for me nowadays.
And most people can to have bad experiences, so I like that. What about you, Synergy?
I understand exactly what Deadshot's talking about. But I personally, I would have to say, I'd be willing to make it work. It just has to. It definitely takes a lot of trust on both sides. A lot of communication, for sure. And I think when I saw the question, it said also like, what would it look like? I think for me, it would be like it would take, obviously both parties, visiting each other, going to each other's wherever they're from, go and visit them. Um, and yeah, like I said, a lot of trust, a lot of communication, and just have a plan at the end. Just because again, like I said, at this point in my life, I'm not dating for fun. So it's especially with all the traveling, I mean, that costs stuff. That costs money.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna be traveling just for the fun of it either. If we're gonna eventually either, if it's gonna turn into something. Either I'm moving, I'm gonna go over there where they are, or they're gonna come over there, or they're gonna come over where I am. As long as that's figured out, I think that that long distance relationship could work. Um,
I like that.
but
I like that. Lux, what you got for us?
I'm, I think that anything before you meet someone in person is still like that chatting phase, because like you can spend all your time together online, and still when you have that initial meeting in person, it's still a new meeting. You're still going to have to get to know the person um like that. So I think, if you can maintain that in a long-term relationship once you've met each other. But I don't think that would work for me. Like, I'm not traveling. I have 3 kids. I'm not leaving Canada. So unless you're stopping in once a week, but then that's not a long distance relationship. That sounds like a regular relationship. So in
Right.
conclusion, I don't think it would work. But I think that have a way at the chatting and the initial phases, and at some point you might just want to only talk to that person, and then go from there. But I don't know if I could commit to something like far away like that.
I like that. All right, Beer Raider.
Well, considering that's how I met my boyfriend, I'm gonna have to say yes. I do agree with long distance relationships. When I met him, we met on when I was on a groovy game show, and we started talking after that. And he was in Alaska, um, and there was no way that I was getting to Alaska with 3 kids. So the only option was to have him come here. But we were talking for several months. And he's like, I don't want to be in Alaska anymore. And I was like, all right, cool, come here. So he made his way to California and then made his way here to Virginia. And like Lux was saying, there's sometimes when you have that like initial period of like meeting somebody. Like I was totally nervous, like picking him up at the airport. And then he made me go around the loop again because he was at the wrong exit. And Dulles Airport, you can't just like scoot back. So I had to do the full circle. So like our first meeting was like I had to yell at him for a little bit. I'm like, did you seriously make me go around the loop to come back and get you? Like, are you kidding me right now? But it's kind of like it went right into like we already had that connection. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this weird guy is in my car with his dog. Like my kids liked him, I liked him. Like it was just a good, I don't know, connection.
I like that. All
And
right.
he's still here.
I like that. That's wonderful. I appreciate each and every one of y'all being on the show. This concludes the cutoff with D'Angelo Jones. We will let all the guests tell y'all once again if they got a show, an auction, a battle, or just want to be goofy on live and what time you can catch them. We'll start with Lux and work our way back down to Beer Raider, and then the guests are free to go as you finish up. What you got to say?
Wonderful. Thanks so much for having me. And I'm Lux, and you can catch me just about every morning from 11 to 1 Eastern for coffee time. And if you miss me there, you can certainly find me every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, for my featured show, Tic Tac Trivia. And you can come on back an hour after that for Audience Edition, Little Lux After Dark. And I do have an auction coming up April 12th. I'm in Vampy's Let's Dance auction. So that's 7:20 p.m. Eastern. Come check that out. And whatever dance moves I do. Thank you.
I like Lux. You was great. You was a delight. Synergy, what you got for us?
My name is Sin. I stream every night or every other night here on the Meet Me app. Just where you can catch me. I also come out. I'm also part of a show every Monday. It's NorCal's Play It Again Sports. It comes out at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about sports. If you're a sports fan, want to talk about sports, the latest rumors, all that stuff, come on by. Well, we love to chat it up. And yeah, that's basically it. You can Yeah, pull up.
See, you definitely had a lot of energy. I liked it, bro. I appreciate you being on the show. What you got for us, Deadshot?
Pretty much I try to stream. Lately I've been kind of busy with personal life,